does not have to be boring, you know. In my opinion, this is definitely the most crucial part when it comes to IGCSE or really any exam. Hi guys! Since I last posted my results reaction video, also my results on TikTok, I've had some comments asking about study tips, and I have some tips that I wish literally everyone knew because they helped me so much. So I thought I'll make this video. So for a little bit of context, I did my IGCSE for 2 years, year 10 and year 11, and took the exams this May-June 2024. I took 7 subjects: English, ESL, E-Maths, A-Maths, Physics, Chemistry, Business Studies, and Accounting. So I got A stars for all of them except Business. Okay, so the first tip is to study with your friends. Studying does not have to be boring, you know. When you study with your friends, it's a lot more fun. By that, I mean do revision with your friends. Because for me, studying on call with my friends, I get distracted a lot and we will just start talking about other stuff, so we don't get any studying done. So I would recommend studying on your own and then doing revision with your friends. The night before chemistry paper 4, which was the main theory paper, I don't know who started it. We were talking in the group chat about the exam on the next day and we were so nervous. We just started asking each other questions. For example, I would go like, define spring constant. I'm sorry, that's physics. My bad. It works for physics, it works for any subject, but especially subjects that you need memorization for. Okay, so for example, I'll go like, state the source of carbon dioxide, and then I'll say 2 marks or 1 mark. If I say 2 marks, then they have to give 2 details for that question. If they can only give 1 detail, I'll be like, okay, you only get 1 mark. And then another person would give 2 details, so they get 2 marks. It was just so much fun. We turned it into a little game that kind of also calmed our nervousness because it was the night before the exam. Not only for the big exams, it could also work for your monthly tests. So study with your friends. And then with that, you can also find out what things you haven't revised. So if someone asked a question that you don't know, you'll be like, oh my god, I need to revise that topic too. My next tip is to have an accountability partner. It could be a classmate. It doesn't even have to be a classmate. My accountability partner was someone from the other class. We weren't that close in the beginning, but then over time we got close because of that. What we did was, since this was near the exams, we would set a number of past papers that we want to do during the day. We did 5 past papers a day. Obviously it wasn't that doable because 5, and some of them are like big papers, big theory papers. Of course the number changed over time, but we set a number of past papers that we wanted to do, and then at night we would send each other the past papers that we did. For example, chemistry paper 4 from this year. That definitely worked. It pushed me to do better because I didn't want to disappoint them. My third tip excuse me. My third tip is to print out the syllabus, especially science subjects. So I only took physics and chemistry, but I think it would work for biology. It definitely worked, yeah. So what I did was I printed out the syllabus. You can find it online. Just search up IGCSE and then the subject and syllabus. For example, IGCSE chemistry syllabus. I printed out the syllabus, and what I did was the traffic light method. It's already a pretty well-known thing. So for those who don't know about it, you highlight with green for the topics that you already absolutely know, and with yellow for the ones that you need revision on, and with red for topics that you don't know anything about, or the ones that you find really difficult. So red for me was for chemistry. It was definitely electrolysis. I only started doing this near the exams, like a month before the exams, I think. Yeah, but if I had known earlier, I would definitely start it since year 10 even. Let's say you're done with this one chapter and you have a chapter end test, then you can focus on that chapter only on the syllabus and then highlight with those 3 colors. You do this so that you can have an overview of things that you need to actually focus on, because when we revise, we tend to revise the things that we already know because we find it easy, you know. Yeah. So yeah, that definitely worked for me. It definitely saved my chemistry mark because I was bad at chemistry. But yeah, and you can even add notes on it, like for example like this, so that on the day of the exam you can just look at your paper that already have little notes so that you don't have to bring your textbooks. So my fourth tip, I'm sorry, she fell. So my fourth tip, I think many would tell you to do this because in my opinion this is definitely the most crucial part when it comes to IGCSE or really any exam, and it is to do past papers. Just do lots of past papers, do as much as you can. But I don't mean just do past papers, I mean do past papers and then check them with the mark scheme so that you know where you went wrong.
For past papers, you can just search them up online. It's all free. IGCSE, your subject, and then past paper.
And don't go to the next past paper if you have not understood everything from the one that you did. After you've known what mistakes you made, go back to your textbook or ask your friends, why is this wrong? Usually in the mark scheme, they already give you the answers, so you will already know the right answer. But if you don't understand why that answer is that way, then you can ask your teachers, your friends, or go on YouTube. There are many IGCSE teachers and channels on YouTube, and they're the best. For business, you have to write a lot, but the time is very limited, so you should get used to writing fast. So I personally prefer printing out all of my past papers. Moving on to my next tip, it is to keep track of your progress. So for me, I did this with my past papers. I made a table of all the past papers that I did, the date, the marks that I got, the grades that I got. One purpose of this is to remember the past papers that I had already finished so that I wouldn't repeat it. But another thing that I found out was that it gave me the motivation, because as time goes on and you do more past papers, you can clearly see that your marks had improved. So it makes you want to improve even more. My next tip, this doesn't really relate with exams. It is more of when you're in the classroom, like the early years, year 10 or early year 11. And it is to go through the chapter in your textbook before you learn it at school. For example, in accounting, if you're gonna learn about the cash book in your next class, then go through that chapter in your textbook and highlight the important parts. And obviously, since you haven't learned it from your teacher yet, you would have questions after looking through the textbook. So mark those questions down. I did this with sticky notes and then I stuck them onto the textbook. And on the day that you learn about that topic in class, ask your teacher that question. It really helped me to understand the topic better. And since you would have already processed the information in the textbook, you can easily digest the things that your teacher teaches you in class. So basically you do better in class. My next tip is to watch IGCSE YouTubers. I might have forgotten some, but these are the ones that come to my mind right now. So the first one is Cognito. I love Cognito. Cognito, I think, is really good for visual learners. They have revision videos for maths and the 3 sciences. I love Cognito. Next YouTuber is the Organic Chemistry Tutor. Of course, I think everyone already knows him. Next is Free Science Lessons. The videos are very short and straight to the point, so it's really nice for a last-minute revision. Next one is Physics with Mo Ali. He may or may not have saved my physics grade. He's so good at teaching. The videos are long form. They're mostly an hour long. They're the best. Next one is Tyler DeWitt. I've watched his chemistry redox videos and he just seems so happy when teaching. They're also very good for visual learners. I don't know what kind of learner I am. I think I'm kind of a visual learner, so that is really good. The next one is Cam Jungle. I watched her videos for metal extractions. I personally think her iron extraction, her aluminum extraction videos are the best videos out there for metal extraction. I might have forgotten to mention the other YouTubers that I watched, but I would just suggest you to go on YouTube and on Google if you have any questions about any subject. Just search it up and there's bound to be an answer for you. Alright, that was it guys. Those are my tips for IGCSE. Another thing I would also like to add is to ask for help. Ask for help from your friends, from your teachers. If there's anything you don't understand, just ask them, and most likely than not, they're gonna be very willing to help you. Those were my tips for IGCSE. I think even if you aren't an IGCSE student, these could help you. I really hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll be here to watch my videos in the future as well. Bye!